On this Reaction Monday, 1-800-239-WJOX. Nick Kelly joined us a little bit earlier from AL.com. If you missed that interview, you can go download that on the Three Man Front podcast. Bama loses to Oklahoma 23-21. So many people have been texting in off the air asking us about SEC title game scenarios. In a nutshell, basically, Bama wins, A&M wins, and nothing really screwy happens with Kentucky, Arkansas, or Florida's last few games, and I'm talking about two of those three teams getting wins, then Bama and A&M would play each other in Atlanta for the SEC championship game. If A&M wins, Bama loses to Auburn, it's Texas A&M and Georgia, and then you can probably go ahead and mark it down that Bama will not go to the college football playoff. If A&M and Bama both lose, let's say A&M loses to Texas and Bama loses to Auburn, then it's Georgia and Ole Miss playing for the SEC championship game. And if A&M, Bama, and Ole Miss all three lose, then it's a Georgia, Texas A&M SEC championship game. And all that is based on head-to-head tiebreakers and your conference opponents' records inside the conference. So a lot of different tie-breaking scenarios. But the bottom line, Landrum, is no different than it was on Saturday. Bama needed to win one of their last two games to find themselves in Atlanta. So everything is still in front of the Tide, but they have to go to Auburn. They have to beat Auburn.
Have you seen an early line for that game?
5.5.
5.5.
Alabama.
Okay. Makes sense. We'll continue with your phone calls here on this Reaction Monday. A lot of you wanting to get in and react to Alabama's loss to Oklahoma, play out different scenarios we've been discussing. With a loss to Auburn, the percentage chances of Alabama getting into the college football playoff greatly decrease. As a matter of fact, you said what, Pat? They would drop to around 43% with a loss?
To Auburn?
Yeah.
That is correct.
In the Iron Bowl. So if you're Alabama, obviously you want to beat your rival, but if that would secure.
Right. And if you beat Auburn, 96% chance of making the college football playoff.
Right. 800-239-WJOX. Let's go to Bama Mark first. Bama Mark, welcome in.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing today?
Doing great. Hope you are.
Yeah, well, I don't know. After Bama hater called in, I thought he was about to give me an aneurysm driving down the 82.
Don't let that happen.
I swear. I mean, yeah, if Alabama doesn't go take care of business in Auburn, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
No, zero.
I mean, it's plain and simple. I mean, and he's blaming Pat, saying, well, you're just a Bama homer and stuff like this. No, it's right out there in front of us. We beat ourselves Saturday. 3 turnovers, and we have a kicker who could hit the ocean if he is standing in the middle of it. I mean,
can't deny that.
I mean, we have I looked up the roster during the game. There's 3 other kickers on that team. One of them's a freshman. He kicked a 53-yarder in high school. He'd be kicking the ball next week for me against Eastern Illinois. If I was coach, Palty would be playing another kick for me at all. But he gets on to the offensive lineman, the snapper. It was a bad snap, true. But Dow did a freaking good job getting the ball down, turned the laces away from him, and he should have made that kick. I think he's stepping too close with his plant foot to the ball, and he's causing him to slide. That's why I think he's kicking these balls to the left so much.
Yeah, well, with Connor Talty, and I can't remember this, and Alabama's had their share of kicking woes, but every time he lines up for a kick, I just feel like it's going to go bad.
Oh, I had to walk outside. I couldn't even watch it. I told my son, I said, just let me know what happened. I said, because I know he's going to miss it. I know something's going to happen that he's going to screw it up. And he did. My son comes, he missed it. I said, gee, what a shock. I could have laid odds in Vegas on that.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why from now on, every year, I know Coach Saban tried to do it, we need to invest a scholarship for a kicker or get one in the portal every freaking year.
Yeah.
So, all right, y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you as well. Oklahoma's glad that they had a good kicker.
What was the guy? It was Papanastos. Wasn't that his name?
Papanastos?
Yeah.
Papa Nasty? That's what I called him.
What?
Yeah, that's what we called him. Papa Nasty.
He made 72% of his field goals in 2017.
Well, Good thing you had 2 of that year.
He was 18 of 25. He was really good between 20 and 29 yards. He was 7 of 7. He was 6 of 8 from 30 to 39. He was 5 of 10 from 40 to 49.
What was Nicholson last year?
Like 2 of 3.
Did he get to double digits on field goal attempts?
I don't think he did, honestly.
After all that was made by Chuck Martin in Miami of Ohio about Alabama stealing him?
I really don't think he is. So how about this? So ESPN, they have a efficiency rating for, different facets of the game. So for special teams efficiency, where do you think Alabama ranks in the country?
126.
Oh.
Well, Pat saw the stat.
Oh, okay.
Yes, 126.
I was going to say 125, but okay, 126.
There's a difference. And Oklahoma's number 2 in America in special teams efficiency.
Oh, it's almost like that's the reason that the game.
By the way, Garrett,
Went the way it did.
let's see here. What was the kid's name? Graham Nicholson.
Yeah.
He was 80%
Okay.
last year. He was 8 of 10.
I just
He just got it.
He was 3 of 3 from 20 to 29. He was 2 of 2 from 30 to 39. 2 of 3 from 40 to 49, and 50 plus, he was 1 of 2.
I think he got to double digits in the bowl game too. I think they kicked a field goal there, and that was the only reason why.
He was 53 of 53 in extra points.
Well, that hasn't been a problem.
Has anybody suggested to Tulsi that he wears Daisy Dukes and maybe that would help him? Like that seems to be the trend.
That dude for Oklahoma is good.
But it's not just kickers that are doing it. You get DBs and wide receivers who are doing it. I know
Maybe
if the
He's
other
too
team had a
constricted.
weapon and the guy chose not to wear knee pads, I know what
Now, I will say this, Talty can really kick off well.
I know where my focus would be.
Thanks, Pat. That's great.
We'll continue with
He's
your
on-
goes.
He's
Great
a-
at kickoffs.
So he's 11 of 17. What was that stat everybody was telling us about between like under 40 yards? He was like outstanding.
He's great in practice, Pat.
Wasn't that? He's now 6 of 8 under 40 yards.
And I think part of it, what makes it bad for him, I'm not trying to just pick on him, but he's been bad. The kicks that he has, I know this one was blocked, but you go back to one of the kicks in the Georgia game, like they're some of the worst kicks you've ever seen. Not like, oh man, it just, was outside the upright. He's shanking it into the corner of the end zone. Like they just look really bad. I don't think that helps the optics of it.
Well, he was vital in the Missouri game, right?
Yes.
Tate Sandell has just been named the SEC Special Teams Player of the Week.
But
Yes, he should've
wasn't that the game where it felt like DeBoer ran him out there one too many times? And I can remember yelling at the TV, "Why are we tempting fate? Why are you going to run that guy out there again? He's made 2."
Well, and that was the thing even on Saturday, right, is, I don't know how much faith people had. It was, you have to go score a touchdown at the end of the game. You're down 2, but everyone's saying you have to go score a touchdown because you're going to put the fate of the game in this kid's leg, kick a game-winning field goal? Mm-mm.
Do you remember back, I guess it was, I can't remember when it was, and when Blake Dowd committed to Alabama out of the portal, how we kind of like had some fun with that because he was from the Colorado School of Mines. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Not mimes.
Mines.
Yeah, with an N.
Like
not like the Marcel Marceau mime.
Silver, gold, copper.
Yes, that kind of thing. He's actually done a really, really good job for Alabama, punting the ball and also on the bad snaps on the hold of the kicks.
Can he kick a ball off the ground?
I don't know, but yeah, we kind of had some fun with that over the summertime.
Well, I drove by their campus when we were out there. His humble beginnings. They're right off the interstate. You can see everything. See the softball field. You see where they play football, where they practice.
Good stuff.
Yeah. We'll continue with your phone calls. Let's go to DH. Wants to talk about Kalen DeBoer. DH, welcome into 3-Man Front.
Hey, guys. Huge, love your show, huge fan. But I'm a huge Auburn fan. I'm going to preface it by that.
Okay.
My wife's Alabama fan, so I pull for Alabama. And I know Alabama fans. I mean, first of all, Pat, you have always, I think, done a very good job. I know everybody knows you're an Alabama fan, but I think you've done very well in how you talk things and say things. So
Wow.
I think there's no bias on there. I think he does a really good job.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
All right,
I guess.
Can Nick Saban do anything wrong in Alabama's fans' eyes? Mostly no, right?
Yeah, for the most part, yes, except for retiring.
Did he not endorse very hard Kalen DeBoer? I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not saying like push him, but I think they talked to him, and his comments on air was he thought very highly of him.
I could be wrong. I'm just telling. I'm going back to when all this went down last year. I think he obviously was asked his opinion on the matter, and I think Nick, not knowing a lot about Kalen DeBoer, pretty much did not say don't hire him. But I don't think it was like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest hire.
He was not Nick Saban's top candidate for that job.
No, all indications that Nick Saban would have loved Tommy Rees to have had the job.
Yes, I love the show. I've just learned something, so that makes me back off my statement a little bit. Let
me just go back to this. I'm not saying that Nick Saban was against Kalen DeBoer's hiring. I'm not saying that at all. Right. I'm just saying that I don't think Nick really had a lot of input. I think Greg Byrne immediately knew some of the guys on his list, and then Landrum and I started hearing Kalen DeBoer's name. Not that we thought that. Every football season, you heard rumors that this was going to be it for Nick Saban.
Yeah, the later in his career, we would.
Yes. And we would have these conversations around the office all the time. Like, okay, Saban announces today he's out. Where are they going? We'd always have these lists. And if we were doing it, that Greg Byrne had these lists, ready to go. And we started hearing midway through the season that, hey, keep your eye on that guy out west. Kalen DeBoer, he's doing a really good job at Washington. And that might be somebody that Greg Byrne really is going to hone in on if Nick Saban decides to retire in the next year or two. And it just kept, that drumbeat got louder and louder as Washington started their march to a potential national championship game. So, but there's no doubt that Nick Saban was a huge fan of Tommy Rees and thinks that Tommy Rees ultimately would be a really good head coach somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, so I'll let you go. Last thing, as an Auburn fan, I just hope we finally get it right in how to hire a coach and how to. So I guess we're putting all our faith. I think Pat's talked about it before, John and Cohen. I know the board's going to have something to say about it or input, what have you. But I just hope they do it this time. So y'all please help. Y'all please pull our Auburn head coach, a good head coach. He doesn't have to be Nick Saban. I'm an Auburn fan, but he has to be somebody like Nick Saban.
DH.
Have a great day, guys.
DH.
Yeah.
Real quick, how are you feeling about the Iron Bowl? Are you feeling better about it?
Well, here's the way I look at it. Seriously, Andrew, I'm watching them all year. I played ball. I know they're just not playing they're playing as hard as they can. The way it changed this last game is very weird, but I think it's probably we might have a 30% chance of winning, maybe less, but I just think Alabama's such a good team. And after a loss, that's terrible for Auburn.
I hear you.
They're going to come out playing hard. They're playing for the championship. It'd probably be a good game since it's at Auburn, but interesting to see, guys. Love you guys. See you guys.
All right. Thank you, DH. Love you. We appreciate you listening. Call in anytime.
And in regards to Auburn's next football coach, and if all this comes to fruition, based on the name that we continue to hear louder than any other name is John Sumrall, Auburn would have an outstanding next football coach.
Yeah.
If that happens to be the individual.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about that.
No, wouldn't think so. Right now it's all lining up for John Sumrall, but you'll continue to hear other names and rumors of John Cohen speaking with other candidates.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you have you had a crush on Justin Fields, right? When he was at Florida or at Georgia before he left? Was that right?
It was not a crush. It was.
Wait, we used to play like Careless Whisper every time you talked about Justin Fields.
Yeah, that was something that you guys
created. Was that like
kind of like my Kevin Harlan hate that never existed?
No,
no. I was very impressed with Justin Fields before he came onto the scene. Yes.
Okay.
Watching him in high school. Thought that he had the potential
But you
to be a
remember that we
really
used to
good player.
play
Yeah,
Careless
yeah,
Whisper.
of course.
Yeah, every time you
Yeah.
started
A lot
talking
of
about it.
therapy. A lot of therapy and a lot of copays.
Well, the reason I'm bringing that up is he's just been benched as the starting quarterback for the New York Jets
Well,
for Tyrod Taylor.
I fell out of love, if you wanted to call it love, for Justin Fields when he left Athens and he left the SEC
Right.
and he went to the big bad Big Ten.
But I will say this: what Justin Fields did in 2020 to try to force the hand of the Big Ten to play football was outstanding.
It was outstanding.
I mean,
And that's when he came back into my good graces. Now I don't love him. I don't hate him. I respect him.
And then listening to Kirk Herbstreit during the national championship game of 2020 when Alabama absolutely took Ohio State to the woodshed.
Oh, that was ugly.
That was hilarious.
What did they score? 50-something points in that game?
I believe it was 52.
Man.
And
I still
listen,
watch that one.
Jameson
Feel
Williams
something
was
sometimes.
like, yeah, I'm going to go play for those guys.
it could have
Back in
been
the good old days.
60 plus if Devontae Smith hadn't broke his hand.
Yeah, he only had 300 receiving yards in the first half.
Yeah, I mean that was
Slight work for him that day.
That was going to be wow. It was already a bad beatdown, but that was record territory.
Well, when on the first offensive snap for Ohio State, their running back broke his collarbone for running into a defender for Alabama, that's when you kind of knew, yeah, this probably isn't going to go well for them.
So that's a great trivia question. Who was Justin Fields benched for in New York? Tyrod Taylor. Ouch.
Yeah.
Not good.
Mm-mm.
No. Not good at all. 800-239-WJOX 205-834-9450.
It is going to rain again, maybe this week. And if you're a homeowner, you need to make sure that your basement has been properly waterproofed. That's why you need to call APS, Alabama Professional Services, 205-951-9717. The professional waterproofers, they can easily identify the cause of a wet basement or you're smelling musty odors or mold problems. And they can provide you with a high-quality waterproofing solution that will eliminate all your problems. They offer free estimates in Birmingham, many surrounding areas. Been around since 1977, helping the homeowner solve the most challenging problems around the home, whether it's foundation repair, that basement waterproofing I was just referring to, concrete leveling, concrete repair. Call them today, 205-951-9717, or visit their website at alabamaprofessional.com.
800-239-WJOX. More of your phone calls, more of your reaction. We got Kalen DeBoer, his press conference from Tuscaloosa coming up at the top of the hour. It's Reaction Monday here on Three Man Front, your home for college football and much more. Jocks. 11:21, three-man front reaction Monday. Kalen DeBoer's press conference from Tuscaloosa coming up at noon. We'll continue with your phone calls, 800-239-WJOX. Text line, we'll get to a lot of those texts that are there at the text line, 205-834-9450. First, let's go to Jason, who wants to talk Alabama. Jason, welcome into three-man front.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Doing well. Hope you are.
Just wanted to kind of touch base with what Conrad said when the show opened about the last drive of the game. I mean, we got the ball, near the 10, inside the 10. I couldn't remember exactly, but there was no sense of urgency. Like, at that point, it's 6 points or nothing to me because you don't have a kicker. So you would think, and I couldn't remember if we had one timeout or two timeouts left. I couldn't remember exactly, but I just saw no sense of urgency. It looked like we were around 25 or 27 at one point, and I looked at my buddies and I was like, man, we got 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. Like, why aren't we trying to do something here in case, turn the ball over or something? We could find a way to get the ball back. But I don't know. It just frustrated me because I felt like Grubb didn't have any sense of urgency at that point. Even Ty, it was like, get the play call in. You need to at least get the play in maybe 18, 19 seconds of the play clock. It looked like it was like 5, 6 seconds left, and we were snapping it, taking our time. And at that point, if you don't have a kicker, I wouldn't have kicked it with Talty. Don't matter. I don't care if I was a 10-yard line. I wouldn't have done it. So, I don't know. I just thought, what do you guys think?
Yeah, so thanks for the call. I appreciate you calling in.
Thanks, Jason.
And that was kind of where I was coming from. I understand the mindset of, in an ideal situation, you look and you go, man, we can chew up the rest of this clock and go down there, kick a field goal, potentially win this game, and leave no time left for Oklahoma. I understand that train of thought. But again, I guess I go back to, you have a field goal kicker you can't really trust, and you had to go so far. That was going to be such a long drive to get back down the field and score. It just felt like maybe, like he said, there was a lack of urgency there. And, whatever. They decided they wanted to make it one final drive, and that was going to be the game, and it came back to bite them. So I understand maybe why they wanted it to go that way, but it definitely felt like a missed opportunity potentially.
Let's continue with your phone calls. Let's go to Poe. Hey, Poe, welcome in.
Man, hey, good afternoon, my guys. Hey, look at here, Landry and Pat Smith and Conrad. Hey, and Bama hater, if you listening, hey, man, y'all some entertaining cats, man. Y'all some entertaining cats. I love y'all, man. As long as I got y'all to listen to, man, hey, y'all going to bring joy to me when Mississippi State losing like this, man. But, hey,
I appreciate that, Poe. Thank you.
Hey, real quick, Clay Chalkville playing I think it's Homewood. So
yeah.
my kids went to Clay Chalkville, so I'm giving a shout out to Clay Chalkville, man.
Clay's
so we
good,
almost
man.
there.
They're really good. That's going to be a good game between those two.
Yep.
Yeah. And another thing, I keep calling out my name. Who I'm calling out, everybody else got their coaches. Charles Huff from Southern Miss. He brought his whole team with him to Southern Miss. So I feel if everybody else can call out a name, I can call out Charles Huff, man. Now, to Mississippi State, them clowns was first at the 2-yard line, y'all. First and goal. And them clowns didn't make it. And then he threw 2 pick sixes, man. Hey, I'm like this, man. My team was an embarrassment, and Jeff and Blake Shaper embarrassment to the SEC. They probably gonna kick us out the SEC, man. The way we playing, man.
No, you got a good baseball program and basketball programs on the uptick. I think y'all are good.
Yeah, man. But look, Alabama Conrad, let me tell y'all, everybody giving a little whatever. So when I was watching, the one thing that I realized that he didn't do that he broke, you can't break, well, however it go. The tight end for Alabama, I don't know his name,
Cuevas.
but that guy, he was killing Oklahoma. So when they didn't go back to him on that 4th and 4 or whatever, because Ryan Williams was shut down. Like, they literally shut Ryan Williams down. Number 80, me personally, I would have went back to number 80 because number 80 had been killing Oklahoma all game. Because it's like they couldn't stop him. It's like the tight end could not be stopped from Alabama. But when they switched it up and went to, I think whoever that was on that 4th down, I was like, that was dumb. They should have just went back to the tight end because the tight end was killing Oklahoma the whole game.
Was that Bernard on the comeback in that final play?
Bernard.
It was Ryan Williams.
Yeah.
It was Ryan Williams.
Oh, it was Ryan Williams. Okay. See, I ain't even know it was Ryan Williams because hell, they shut him down so mad. You know what I'm saying? He was shut down like he was non-existent. But my thing is, man, and just to see y'all field goal kicker fuss at somebody, I'm like, man, dude, I was like, that was crazy, man. But like I say, man, they should have went back to the tight end, number 80, man. You know what I'm saying? But he was doing real good. Oklahoma couldn't stop that cat. But hey, it's your boy Poe, man. Nobody else got your back. I got your back. I
Thank you,
love
Poe.
y'all.
Thank you,
Hey,
brother.
Mississippi, hey, I need one more game for a bowl, baby, and I'm hoping they can beat Ole Miss. But I'm out.
Well, that'd be something. Thank you, Poe. Man, winning the Egg Bowl, getting them to a bowl game. What would that do for Ole Miss in the college football playoff? Would that hurt them? Or do you think they're in now?
Well, would they have their full team and staff available for the playoff?
That's a great question. I don't know. Will that take in consideration?
Is it
by
like
the
the
committee?
quarterback thing, like with Jordan Travis and FSU a couple years ago? Do you get that same logic applied if your head coach isn't there? They got you to the playoffs?
That's a great question. Ole Miss got a big win over the weekend. The number one question is, will Lane Kiffin be the long-term head coach of Ole Miss?
You put it out there on the table because if you would have to trust if he gives you his word that he's going to be there next year, yeah, you let him continue. But if he can't answer that question right now, move on.
Well, he didn't answer it after the game on Saturday,
You move on.
or at least in the way that Ole Miss fans wanted him to.
Pete, here's your whistle.
A lot of rumors about who was in Gainesville over the weekend from the Lane Kiffin immediate family.
Mm-hmm.
Rumors about some folks going to be in Baton Rouge this week.
Juice was in Gainesville?
Juice was not.
Oh, okay.
So
I just figured that's probably the person to keep an eye on, right, is Juice?
I'm going to adopt Juice.
Seems like a good dog.
Don't take him to Gainesville. I'd like to adopt Juice.
So with all this talk in not only professional sports, but also college sports about gambling and about betting, players being kicked out of the NCAA because of point shaving in basketball and all this kind of stuff. Well, the University of Arizona, they have just announced this morning that they are renaming their football stadium. It will now be called Casino del Sol Stadium. A $60 million deal for this stadium naming rights for the University of Arizona, Casino del Sol Stadium.
Is that like a real casino with table games, or do they just do the chance bingo?
When I was in Arizona, I don't remember.
So we appreciate the $60 million contribution. We're going to put that all on black. And
This is
let's see what we can do with this real quick.
this is Tucson's premier luxury resort and casino. So this is actually a brick and mortar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. I'm just reading off their website.
Yeah.
Saying it's the Tucson's premier. I don't know if there's any other casinos in the area.
Well, that's the one you need to be going to.
Casino del Sol,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
the Sun Casino.
Mm-hmm. Look at the hotel reviews. Just think about maybe vacationing there.
You
Sure,
could-
it's
You could go to
fantastic.
Tempe.
That's
Take
kind
the
of a
fam-
drive. That's kind of a drive.
Take the family to Tempe.
Flying to Sky Harbor.
Yep.
Drive
Dude,
down to Tucson.
Go see Tombstone. And then go to
Um,
Casino del Sol.
According to TripAdvisor, a 4.3, very good rating.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a lovely property.
Yeah.
Let's see the amenities.
I can get a room for $149 right now.
It's a steal.
Oh, we got golf. Nice. Suelo Golf Club. Beautiful. It's right there across from the property. All right, I'm in.
There's 62 restaurants near Casino del Sol. Just trying to plan the trip. Trying to get ahead of things.
Well, that's one of the best partnerships you can get from a casino because they're pretty much recession proof, aren't they?
Isn't it amazing where we've come? We're like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Or the fact that there were always rumors that UNLV, especially with their basketball program,
Well,
that
nobody
they would give free chips.
Well, think about
You
where
know, to
we are
people.
now with television broadcasts. Nobody would bring up the spread, or if they do, they would hint around at it, and then kind of give us as the viewer the wink wink. Now it's going across the crawl. We're talking about it, and casinos are pouring in millions of dollars for naming rights.
Yeah, $60 million to the University of Arizona.
Get it where you can get it.
Yep. We will continue on. Calls continue to roll in. Top of the hour, we'll hear from Kalen DeBoer down in Tuscaloosa. DJ Durkin at the mic at 1:30. We'll also talk to Bill Clark at 1 o'clock. Full steam ahead on this Reaction Money on Jocks. Top of the hour, we'll go to Tuscaloosa. We'll hear from Kalen DeBoer. A couple days have passed since Alabama loses a tough one in Bryant-Denny Stadium to Oklahoma. If you got a dangerous tree leaning over your house or maybe branches blocking your view, call Golston Tree Service today, 205-337-4443. Golston's licensed pros that can handle everything from trimming and pruning to full tree removals, fast, safe, and affordable. Don't wait until the next storm causes damage. Call Golston Tree Service. Golston offers 24-hour emergency tree service. So when it comes to your trees, don't risk it. Call Golston Tree Service, 205-337-4443.
We'll continue with their phone calls on this Reaction Monday. Let's start with Matt. Matt, how are you?
Doing pretty good, guys. How about y'all?
We're doing great. Thank you, sir.
Hey, man, love the show. Hey, no, kind of going back on what kind of got earlier call, and I got a question about the Iron Bowl too. So even though, you know, Oklahoma was outgained by Bama, you would say, what, 50%? I mean, Bama pretty much dominated what they're calling probably the best defense that they faced all year. So do you think the main problem would be because they didn't really. I mean, what the main reason for the loss was. I mean, the fact that Bama really doesn't have a dominant running game like what they're used to. Is that one of the main reasons that you think Bama possibly lost that? And then as far as the iron, well, I'll let y'all answer that. And I got another question about Auburn.
I don't think it's the main part. It's definitely something that you would like to have in your repertoire, but that's not the main reason I think they lost the game. They made mistakes at critical times that led to Oklahoma points and shortened how many possessions they were going to get. But no, I mean, having a running game would help, but I didn't see that as the main cause of why they lost. Pat?
Okay.
No, I agree. It's problematic that they don't have a running game, but that's not, to me, that was not the DNA of why they lost on Saturday. In that particular game, it was special teams calamity after calamity.
Okay. That kind of makes sense. But my dad's, because he's always been saying all year, he don't think Jam Miller is. He thinks, Jam shouldn't be the starter. But like I said, he coaches no more than what we do as fans. So, but anyways, as far as Auburn goes, the way Auburn's offense looked with DJ Durkin, what do you think the main reason was that their offense went up as far as production, but their defense took such a big hit in Vanderbilt? And if that happens to be the case again against Bama, I would easily take Bama with the 5.5 because you can't play that bad of a defense when you've been playing good all year. Why didn't they take such a big hit in defense, but they went up in offensive production?
I think it was a combination of things. Matt, thank you for the phone call. But going back to Durkin and the Vanderbilt game, there was a lot that was thrown on his plate, obviously, and having to go outside of what he typically did. I don't think it was game plan. I don't think it was the calls that he made in the game. You had crucial mistakes by some pretty young players, and I think that Vanderbilt, give them credit, they exploited those things. You had Tim Beck on the other side and that coaching staff that saw those vulnerabilities, and that's a staff that has to do it in different ways, and they've been very, very good at winning football games just because of those types of matchups and exploiting those. I do think that it would not help him if you had a repeat and Alabama was to go and run up a whole bunch of points in the Iron Bowl. But I do think that I know that Auburn is very, very high on DJ Durkin. Do I think he'll be the next head coach? I do not, but I think that he has a place in some way, shape, or form beyond this season if he chooses to stay there. We'll continue with the phone calls. Let's go to Bill. Bill, how are you?
Hey, good guys. How are y'all?
We're doing well. Thank you, sir.
I got a question. How do you score a half a point in a football game?
You cannot.
Well, why do they have odds 5.5?
It's called the hook. They like to do that because they're trying to get both sides equal money. And so, if it's not a half point, it's called a push. And a push means nobody wins. Everybody gets their money back.
Oh, okay. Another thing, I watched Alabama play against LSU and Oklahoma. And after the LSU game, I told my wife, I said, boy, they better be lucky they didn't play a good quarterback because Alabama would have gotten beat. And then sure enough, here comes Oklahoma. And it, being an Auburn fan, I think I'm going to get on the phone and call the Oklahoma coach and say, hey, man, I want to know everything y'all did against Alabama because y'all cheated us, so you need to tell us.
Well, they just lined up and beat Alabama. Well, they didn't have to. They didn't have to like create some kind of, play that the referees didn't understand.
The referees understood it. They're just too stupid to call it.
Yeah,
that whole crew should have been kicked out for the whole year, not just that game or whatever it was they got.
Yeah, because they've been working other games. Yeah, they missed that next week, but they've been working since.
That's pathetic. I was watching the game, and there was a play where I've forgotten who it was now. Anyway, the guy was face guarding our receiver and pushed him, and the official was standing right there and didn't call a thing. I told my wife, I said, well, there you go. I said, if that had been the other way around, they'd have called it against Auburn. I don't know. I guess, hey, just sour grapes for me.
Well, thank you for the phone call, Bill, and those halves. Yeah. People have been bemoaning those half points since the beginning of sports betting, right, Pat?
Yes, they have.
Those halves will get you. We'll continue with your texts, your phone calls. If you've been hanging on patiently, we appreciate it. Kalen DeBoer, press conference in Tuscaloosa at the top of the hour.
We're about 15 minutes away from hearing from Kalen DeBoer. At 1:30, we will hear from DJ Durkin, the interim head coach of the Auburn Tigers, as Auburn gets ready for a Mercer team. I was trying to find an offshore line for that game. Have you seen one, Conrad? Offshore for Mercer, Auburn?
No. I would imagine it'd be pretty big line.
Yeah. Mercer's 9-1 on the season. They finished SoCon play 8-0. So I was just curious.
38.5.
what that point spread might be.
There's that half for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. This says they predict the final score to be Auburn 38, Mercer 13.
Where's that from?
I don't know. Some gambling, some picks and parlays site. That's just what they had their score prediction set as. Yeah, I don't know about a point spread.
According to that, it would be 25.
25. You're right.
What are they predicting for Bama and Eastern Illinois?
I don't see one right here either.
Is Tony Romo coming back to quarterback?
I don't think so, Pat. I do not think so. But according to ESPN Analytics, they have a 1% chance of pulling off the upset over Alabama.
So there is a chance.
There's a 1% chance.
As long as there's a chance.
Wow, they have lost 5 games in a row.
Ooh. So you think Alabama's running game will get over 100 yards rushing this week?
I don't know. Maybe. I really don't know.
You need to take advantage of Black Friday all month long at Courtesy GMC. Biggest savings of the year with the lowest prices in the Southeast. Not just Birmingham. I'm talking about the whole entire region. Up to $14,000 off MSRP on the remaining 2025 2500 HDs in stock. Up to $12,000 off of MSRP on the 2026 Sierras. Up to $15,000 off the MSRP on the 2025 Sierras. And $6,000 off the beautiful midsize GMC Canyon. Get by and see them today with multiple terrains and Acadias. They've hit the ground there on their 9-acre lot. So you need to get by and see them or check them out online at courtesybirmingham.com right off of I-459 exit 32 in Trussville.
Let's get to those texts. A lot of you coming in, 205-834-9450. And there's a lot to go through, but we will do our best. About Alabama and 3 losses, you guys have a short memory, saying nobody would think that they should be in the playoffs with 3 losses. Last year, almost all the Alabama people, fans and media, argued that they should have been in over SMU. So Bama Hater was right. You guys were wrong. Even with the 3 losses, lots of people will find a team or 2 that gets in and will say Alabama should be in instead of them. Actually, I will go back to what I said, and that was I wasn't making the argument for Alabama over SMU. I was making the argument for either Ole Miss or potentially South Carolina. Ole Miss, I think, was that number 1 team. Right?
Well, Alabama was the first team out of the playoff based
Right.
on the rankings.
No, I'm just talking about the sentiment on this show and who we felt should go.
No, and again, that was a situation where, you know, even if Alabama had gotten in the playoff, let's say last year, I think we all agreed, right? That wasn't a situation where they had earned that spot. It was more a fact of everybody else around them crapped away their opportunity, and that would have put Alabama back in there. But you also had a 3-loss team in Clemson.
Do I believe that Alabama, though, would have gone to Happy Valley and performed better and competed a lot better than SMU did in that morning game? Yeah, I absolutely do. But that's a whole nother debate.
And I mean, I guess, yeah, obviously things could get way off the rails in the last 2 weeks of the season, and maybe they will, but it just feels like this year there's a lot more options for a Utah, a team like that, right, that would get a nod over a 3-loss Alabama.
This one rolling in, I told the Oklahoma fan next to us that was a wasted timeout to ice Talty. I explained he ices himself. We laughed after the embarrassment.
Well, it worked, technically.
Someone saying they wouldn't trust Talty on the Pat McAfee segment that they have on Game Day.
No, if I'm Alabama, I am begging College Game Day to come back to Tuscaloosa so you can maybe identify a student that you could have as a walk-on kicker next year.
Bama Haters, a mental genius. Boomer Sooner. Oklahoma defense and special teams won that game. Jimmy says, personally, I don't get the hate for Kalen DeBoer. He's a good coach with a proven track record. It would be one thing if his tenure was like Ryan Day, who lost to Michigan 3 years in a row. But even with him, no one cares anymore because he won a natty in spite of that. This is a big improvement over last year, and that shouldn't be discounted. Like Pat says, this is the NFL now. Even the Chiefs are a 500 team right now. There are far fewer blowouts. Give him a fair shot.
I saw people on social media yesterday asking for Andy Reid to be fired, so it's a fickle Fandom is fickle.
Here we go. Been a fan of Alabama for 48 years. They are as soft as ice cream right now.
Oh, like the ice cream trucks that they bring to practice to reward them, right?
Seth in Huntsville, nobody has addressed why Alabama decided to put 2 punt returners back for the first time all season. Ryan Williams is a constant fumbling threat and is scared of contact.
Yeah, well, they went back to that the rest of the game, and it was fine. But, yeah, I saw a lot of people upset of why are you trying something new against Oklahoma?
If Lane Kiffin leaving keeps Ole Miss out of the playoffs, he'll never be allowed back in the state of Mississippi, LOL. Things could get very interesting over there.
Mm-hmm.
Drake, who's a big Florida fan, says they say Lane's ex-wife, Layla, and his son, Knox, were in Florida looking at high schools. We have seen the same reports. But I will remind people that Giselle, when they were still together, and her kids were in Nashville looking at potential high schools before Brady decided to sign with the Bucks. Remember the Titans? They were in the running.
It's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks.
People asking about the prospects of John Summerall getting the job at Auburn and if he would agree to retain DJ Durkin, if that was a possibility. It's always possible. I think so. Be tricky.
Yeah, but that'd be a pretty nice situation if you're Auburn, if you can make
Sure.
it happen.
Bama's kicker arguing with a snapper. Stephen Pearl chasing the officials. Or UAB's football game attendance. What was worse?
Oh, wow.
It's a great list of options.
I think UAB announced 16,000 at their game on Saturday. I think I saw that right.
Drinkwitz name floating as Auburn's next head coach. Drinkwitz has been in that collection of names. And I guess ultimately you never rule it out. But I don't think that from folks I talked to, Eli Drinkwitz is a leader in the clubhouse right now.
Does it not feel like he's probably the safety backup option for all of these schools that
Feels
have had
that way.
him? Like, if we can't get this guy, and this guy, then we would go after Drinkwitz.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be anybody's first or second choice.
Someone saying Georgia would skull drag Alabama now.
See, I think Georgia's playing better football right now than Alabama is, but I mean, I think that's one of those games similar to the Alabama and Auburn game where Auburn hasn't been a very good football team this year, but that's going to be a tough game in 2 weeks. I guarantee you if Alabama and Georgia played next week, it would be a one-score game. That's just how those kind of teams go.
I don't know if Auburn scores a point against Alabama. I will tell you this. Anybody who's watched that Auburn football team and that offense operate, their offense is better now than it was with Hugh Freeze at the helm.
No
whatever was causing that.
No doubt.
So you got a little bit more of a shot. And a 5.5 point spread. Boy, we got a ton of texts we will continue to get to. You guys are at them. Woo! Someone asking, is Conrad okay? Yeah, Conrad's fine, right?
I'm perfectly fine.
Not as good as he could be.
Season's not over. I know some people think it is. It's not. Everything left to play for. Just got to win, baby.
Already got a Vanderbilt, Kentucky prediction. Kentucky by 20 points. That coming from one of our listeners. Ooh. That'd be a bad loss for Clark Lee and the Commodores. We'll continue. Caleb Moore from Tuscaloosa.